Hey buddy, Pixel here. Welcome back to another episode of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. In the last episode, we gained permission to try and gain passage to the World Tree from Praetor Amalthus. And, we're going to Tantal as a special envoy of Amalthus in the Praetorium now. We also unlocked a new blade for Zeke, Florin, who is a guy, and he looks like a girl, and he has a unique ability to get money from people around when he is the primary blade. It's very useful, but this time we are going to be heading to Tantal, supposedly, but this is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so of course we aren't probably actually going to get to do that this episode, right? Can talk to her to get a Merc mission. I probably will later. In fact, I'm going to cut real quick because I'm going to start engaging Mercs more often, just so we can get the extra experience and stuff. You may have noticed in the last episode that there are a lot more rare blades in Zeke and, just everyone's inventory, their parties. Yeah, and I unlocked a bunch of blades just so we could have their field skills, because it will be necessary to have a lot of unique field skills later on.
Tensions seem high.
From what I gather, it seems an official summit is to be held between Morardane and Uriah.
A summit? You mean about the recent penship? But I thought...
Didn't Praetor Amalthus get them to stop and sort it all out?
Perhaps there are some discussions they would prefer Indol not to be privy to.
Besides, Uriah doesn't like to associate too closely with Indol. They'd hate to be seen as acquiescing to the Praetor's will. Got to keep up appearances, you know.
Acquiescing? You what?
Like letting him tell them what's what.
For such a spanner, you sure use some big words. How come?
Stop calling me that! Buzz off, kitty no-mates! Anyway, this summit would explain why Morag isn't around.
Indeed, she has much to attend to.
Shared sovereignty over Gormott.
Yes. I don't think anything less will be sufficient to placate them.
The Senate would never approve it.
I can overrule them by decree. Of course, I would need to secure Senator Roderick's cooperation.
Imperial decree? If it's come to that, well, then I cannot dissent. I cannot help but admire your courage, Your Majesty.
That means a lot, coming from you.
Acting Chairman Nira.
Sorry for intrude. Is emergency, so Nira take liberty of drop by unannounced.
You certainly look troubled, Chairman. So, what is this emergency you speak of?
Well,
Well, that sure was vague and foreboding. Alright, well, hopefully nothing terrible is gonna happen. I want cookies. Give me cookies. Damn it.
So, we can make our way to Tantal from here. I assume the Praetor has a ship waiting for us.
Hey, Shalad.
What?
Are we really gonna just leave Morag behind?
Who's leaving anyone? She's got her own priorities, you know?
Yeah, but still.
Anyway, her schedule is filled with official duties right now.
For sure. It's just a bit of a shame is all. You know, since we came all this way together.
I guess I know how you feel, chum. Huh? Speak of the devil.
banners going for the summit.
On top of everything, an assassination attempt?
If blood gets spilled at the summit, it'll mean war.
War's good for business, after all. I guess he wants to use that to get himself back in with the guild.
Why, that little? I was wondering where he'd slunk off to. What a sneaky git.
It seems Acting Chairman Nira wishes to take care of this incident covertly, to avoid it reflecting badly upon the guild.
So you came to us?
If we mobilize the army, the whole thing will become public.
Oh, I get it. So we're a more convenient solution.
I'm not forcing you. If you refuse, Bridget and I will do what we can alone.
Ah, come off it, lady. You wouldn't even think of dragging us into this, if you thought you could handle it on your own.
I suppose not. You know Bana as well as I. There's no telling what he might be plotting.
According to Acting Chairman Nira, several giant weapons were being built at the factory where we last saw him. And one of them is currently unaccounted for.
Giant weapons.
Got it. Besides, you know, we've got our own score to settle with him.
Thank you. It will be easier to focus on my duties knowing you are on the case. Good luck.
Leave it to us.
Bana the Schemer. As you can see, we have a bunch of people we need to talk to. If I talk to all of them without cutting at all, this would take about 15 minutes. Not even exaggerating, so I'm going to cut around to when I'm actually in a conversation with them for the sake of having a shorter video and being able to fit more into it. I also am going to switch Zeke to the party and switch Rex out for Tora. That feels terrible to say because Zeke isn't my favorite. Or, like, I like having Rex in the party and Tora isn't that great. But since we don't have Morag, he's the next best thing we have for a tank, and, you know, it's our only real choice. Hey, you heard about anything suspicious going down at the Uriah Ardanian Summit? There was one request I thought was decidedly suspicious. We had a Napan fellow asking about supplies of poisonous substances. I told him we do not handle such items here, of course, and he left soon after. But from what I hear, he's been asking around other places too. Who knows what he might be plotting. Thanks. Soon will be big summit talk thing, yes? Friend know anything about suspicious things happening there? I do wonder. Myself, I am Ardanian, yet I live under the protection of Indol. And the Urians and Gormati here, for instance, seem to get along just as well. But just take a look at those lot. Clutching their tools of conflict, fixing one another with the coldest of stares. They can't even have a civil discussion short of holding a banquet like this. Don't you think it's absurd? If they have the time to be wasting on such extravagances, they should use it to save their own suffering people. It does frustrate me. Sometimes I think the people running those nations could learn a thing or two from our camp. Thanks, that was helpful. Soon will be big summit talk thing, yes? Friend know anything about suspicious things happening there? Well, I saw these weird bird people. Not like Napan, a bit bigger than that, and really, birdie looking. I think I saw pictures of them before in a picture book, but I can't remember what they're called. Tierkin, right? That's it, they're called Tierkin. Thanks, that was really bugging me. But what would a bunch of Tierkin be doing in a place like this? Thanks. That's suspicious. Know anything about a black market merchant who's been up to no good here in Indol? Perhaps there are untoward intentions on the more ordained side. Frankly, I would expect it. But I can assure you that we of Uriah have no intentions of trying anything funny. The word of Queen Rakura is absolute. We trust in our queen and she wills it. And as she wills it, we gladly put our weapons aside. So there is no need for concern. That makes sense. Of course, if the Queen ordered me to take up arms, I would gladly fight tooth and nail against those Ardanian dogs. You would do well not to forget that. Thanks, none of us are Ardanian. Or Urian. for that matter, because Van Damme is dead. So, yeah. We have Tantalese, we have Leftherian, we have Gormati, and we have a Napon, but nobody from Uriah or Mor Ardain right now. Hopefully we'll get Morag back eventually. Know anything about a black market merchant who's been up to no good here in Indal? There's certainly something not quite right going on. I saw a very large wooden box being transported onto the Titan battleship. It was accounted for on the inventory list, so most of my colleagues think it's no problem. But I honestly... Why are you talking backwards? Can't imagine what they would want such a huge box for. I'm worried about what might be inside. Much thanks. Hey, you heard anything about anything suspicious going down at the Orion Ardanian summit? The Ardanian Titan battleship has extremely sturdy defenses. I doubt there's a single weapon in this whole port that could damage it. Besides, I hear the main conference will only be attended by a very select group of trustworthy individuals. I can't imagine how any miscreant could hope to get close to the VIPs to cause them harm, even if they wanted to. A lot of people are on edge, but I don't think there's anything to worry about. Much thanks. Fyankis. Know anything about a black market merchant who's been up to no good here in Indal? Nothing untoward is going on in the Ardanian army, I assure you. Those who have come to Indal belong to the Karag Imperial Guard, elite soldiers who have sworn solemn oaths to protect the Emperor. So if anything suspicious were going on, I'd venture it would have to be on the Orion side. I find it difficult to tell what those people are thinking sometimes. Thanks. Very helpful. Thank you, Kanye. Very cool. Soon will be big summit talk thing, yes? Friend know anything about suspicious things happening there? Oh, I have a good one for you. Nia Poppy very interested to hear details of this. Yeah, me too. Can you give us the lowdown? Some kind of ingredients with a monstrously foul odor were carried into the Ardanian Titan vessel. The stench was so strong I can still smell it on my clothes. There were other ingredients too, weird and wonderful, the lot of them. I don't know what they're for, but it can't be your average recipes. Much thanks. Hey, you heard about anything suspicious going down to the Orion Ardanian summit? In the current climate, I fear almost anything could happen. I can scarcely wait for the day when that huge, awful Titan battleship is gone from our shores. It pains me to even see such an unsightly structure in our beautiful city. I'm sure all upstanding Indaline citizens resent its presence. Why can't Mor Ardain and Uriah not cease all this foolish conflict and simply submit themselves to the will of Indal? Thanks, that was helpful. Nira think high probability Bana lying low somewhere in Indal. Nira just pray we able to blow this case wide open before Queen Rakura arrive. Got it. Nira counting on you. Know anything about a black market merchant who's been up to no good here in Indal? Problems at the summit? A ridiculous notion. The summit will be held aboard this Titan battleship, so we have no need to fear attacks from the outside. This door is the only entrance, and it will not be opened until just before the summit to admit Queen Rakura. We have not allowed a single suspicious individual to pass this point. As such, there's no need to fear attack from within either. Cheers! So essentially, it's impossible that there's going to be an assassination, so all this information we just gathered is useless. Time to go play Ace Attorney. We've gathered quite a bit of information now. Yeah, and plenty of it blatantly bogus, but there were some rumors in there that did bug me a bit. Time to sort out the real dirt from the baseless suspicion. Ooh, detective time. First we clear up basic premise. Who is targeting Summit of Nations? Is former Chairman Bana. Master Pon forget already? No, Tora not that stupid. It's traditional for deducings to start by listing information everybody knows. Proper flow is for Rex to think carefully and provide answer. Okay. On to the next basic premise then. Where is the summit to be held? The Ardanian Titan battleship. It's inside the Titan battleship from Mor Ardain. Yes, that's right. It seems like Bana is planning an assassination, but what method do you think he might be using? Poisoning. I think the method might be poison. Yeah, the ship's totally secure from the outside, and only trustworthy people will be attending after all. I guess the only method that really leaves is tampering with the food. But when would the poison be added, and to what exactly? The main meal? It's gotta be the meal at the banquet, right? Yes, I can hardly imagine the VIPs will be preparing their own food. I'd quite like to see Morag and Bridget try cooking for a banquet. And someone was saying they'd seen a lot of weird ingredients being carried inside, right? Indeed they were. Suspicious big box carried inside too. Could the strong flavored ingredients be to hide the taste of the poison? You're sharp, Rex. I'd bet that's exactly what they're for. The only question left is who will be carrying out the poisoning itself. Let's see now. The Tyrken. Could it be those Tyrken? The ones that girl was talking about. Banna used Tyrken as minions before. Tora remember from Artificial Blade Factory in Morardane. I can see how they might be more convenient for him than hiring professional assassins then. Yeah, but do you think Tyrken know the first thing about cooking? I don't know about that. Listen, I think we're just going around in circles here. If we know somebody's probably going to poison the food, why don't we go check out the Titan battleship itself? Good point. Regardless of who's carrying it out, we should act fast if we're going to stop this plot. That's settled then. Everybody go to Dining Hall of Ardanian Battleship. "12 minutes. I think I deserve a rest at the end for that, don't I? Alright, time to stop this plot. Let's head after Banna's Tyrken. Here we are in the hangar. That box is certainly not suspicious at all. Here we are in the armory. All important places for a ship being used for a banquet. For some reason they have the prison cells here and as a location, even though there's absolutely no reason because you can't even talk to the guards or open the cells. I don't know what the point of that is, but whatever. I guess they just reused a lot of what they used earlier, but anyway. Let's stop these Tyrken.
Stop everything! Hold it!
What? Who's you?
Don't play dumb! Poison! That food is poisoned!
Poison? You kids crazy in brains.
We're past talking! Quick, grab them!
Yeah!
These Tyrken are one of the easiest bosses in the game, because they're just Tyrken wearing chef hats and attacking you with frying pans. This is an awesome boss. I mean, just because of the concept being so funny. Let's go overload Thunderbeam to get that AoE damage. We're also drawing some aggro to ourselves, but that's okay. I think Zeke is able to handle it. Oh, I accidentally inflicted launch. Cool. Launch Volt. Okay. We are doing excessive amounts of damage that I was not intending to do. And that's great. Let's try and take it out. It's gonna go down. A few more attacks. Especially since Nia is also focusing on it. Okay. Let's switch to Florin. We haven't used him at all yet, so... I like how he's throwing it like an over-the-top cartoon baseball player. That's really epic. Let's go Gaia Crash with Tora. Anyway. Yeah, this is an easy boss. They all have a water weakness. That might just be when they're enraged. I'm not completely sure. But either way, that means Nia will do well against them. Especially using Dromart, her specials will be very effective. Take out that one. Yeah, this is extremely easy, and it's hard to commentate just because they're just Tyrken, and they can't even use Spear of Justice. So what's the point? Man, that was a strong blowdown. Okay. Yeah, he's dead. Okay. So Zeke uses the bit ball like a lot of different types of balls. He uses it like a basketball, a baseball, a soccer ball. I mean, most characters do use it in ways that are like familiar to people who would play sports, and I don't play sports and I still recognize most of them, so yeah, I don't know. I just don't understand why the bit ball is even a weapon in this game. Like, who had the idea of using a basketball as a weapon?
Please wait!
Papoonin, what are you doing here?
What silly question! It's Papoonin who hire world-famous band of gourmet chefs, fire dragons!
World famous?
Gourmet chefs.
Moradane, very insistent, want only very best food for important summit. Papoonin work wings to bone finding chefs, and now what this?
So you mean...
These guys are just a bunch of cooks.
I did think they were not putting up much of a fight.
Then this food is actually...
Delicious! I could eat this stuff forever!
What friend doing? Very expensive food now go to waste.
Sorry! We really did think they were here to murder someone.
Murder? What this nonsense friends talk? I demand compensation. Friends have no idea how much time and money Papoonin spends on this.
An explosion?
Huh? From where?
Hey, what's going on?
Explosion in the hangar! Right when everyone was busy with Queen Rakura's arrival. It's really bad.
The Queen is here? This is it?
Rex, we need to hurry.
Yeah.
Hey, wait! Hey, no running away! Compensation!
Compensation! I agree with that.
Who are you, villain? Is this some underhanded Ardanian trick?
Wrong! But also right. Truth is complicated. Anyhow, here is where Queen died. If it looked like Queen killed by Moradane, me in the money again!
That voice. Banner from the Argentum Guild.
Correct! Top box for the Queen!
But you were unseated as chairman.
It's not so easy to get rid of Banner. Trade Guild of Argentum belong to Banner, down to last screw, last drop of oil.
Hold it, Banner!
You, Rex! Nah! Banner not let Rex interfere with plans! Again and again! Banner not stand for this!
Master Pawn, that artificial blade.
Rosa! Meh. Tora feel much greater power than before. Especially from mark on forehead.
What's going on? What's that?
Even Emperor comes straight to Banner. Convenient little mob to play.
Come on, Banner. Cut the bad guy talk and accept you've lost. You know you won't get away with it. What with all these witnesses here?
If Banner simply kill everyone, then nobody blow. Victory of Banner is assured.
You know, we can't let you do that!
You think you handle the power of upgraded Giga Rosa? Things go very different this time.
Fighting Giga Rosa a second time, she is much more powerful. Luckily, we went to the inn and leveled up, so Zeke is now 7 levels higher. I was off by 2. So she has a weakness to electric. All of Zeke's attacks are electric, at least when he's using Pandoria. Overload Thunderbeam does bonus damage to machines. Look at that HP go. This is the main reason I wanted to play as Zeke in this section, not for any particular story-based reason, which is usually why I play as Rex, just because it makes more sense for the story, but right here, playing as pretty much anyone can make sense. Giga Rosa is different this time for a reason I'll go over when she uses a specific art. Let's go for Electro Firestorm on Adenine. Okay, for some reason I just can't memorize Adenine's special. I always think it's going to be like time button press to time button press, but it's time button press to not time button press to button mashing. Still, okay, is this it? No, it is not. Okay, so many of these arts seem like they'll be the one I'm thinking of, but then they just aren't. You let Tora go, you asshole. Oh my god. Okay, let's go Volt again. Basically what you're going to want to do in this fight is just build up orbs. Ultra Bang Bang, this is the art I was talking about. Okay. Ultra Bang Bang spawns these missiles. You want to take these out as quickly as possible because after a short time they will explode, and I believe they inflict blowdown, but they also do a ton of damage to whoever's caught in them. So, yeah. Get rid of them as quickly as you can. It's not that hard, and, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about that. It's not hard. We don't have an Ice Blade, so I guess we'll just have to go with another Electrifier Storm. You can have 2 orbs of the same element, but, I mean, I fucked up, so whatever. Will we pay for this, Banna? I don't think we will. I think you're making that up. So Dynamic Spark Sword again. Let's start with Aqua, I guess, because he switched. Let's topple him. I guess go with Venom Water. Alright, we are doing very well here. So as I said, I recorded all the way to the end of the chapter before realizing that all of my recordings were unsalvageable. I had a much rougher time with this fight. Those missiles just kept going off, and for some reason I just did not notice them. So yeah, that was very inconvenient. We're not going to get a level 3. Everybody's toppled, okay. Well, let's activate a chain attack. I'll force everyone out of topple. We don't have any Ice Blade, so we don't have the opposite element to shatter the orb, but that's fine. We'll still be able to break it. Let's see if we can actually manage to beat him through here. Let's go cross set. Okay, we did beat Giga Rosa. Let's go Poppy Alpha for the type advantage. I feel like I'm playing Pokemon when I say type advantage. Okay. Let's go Florin for the type advantage. It also heals everyone on hit, so that's nice. Let's go cross that again, I guess, just to overheal everyone. And Poppy Alpha for the type advantage one more time. And with that, we have defeated Giga Rosa. And you get a pouch expansion kit. I'll go over this later.
Did we win? I barely noticed.
How even Giga Rosa defeated by these nasty, meddling kids.
This ends here, Bana. You are under arrest. The Praetorium will handle the judgment. Assassination is a serious matter. Your sentence will be harsh.
So the mercantile genius Banner meets an inglorious end before my very eyes. Pitiful.
Banner is... Banner is not kind of man to go down like this.
Ah.
If I go down, I take you with me.
Watch out!
Igion! As you wish.
Niall Ardenek, you sought to protect us?
I'm glad.
Majesty! Majesty! Your Majesty, please, no!
Your Majesty, I have failed you.
It can't be. To protect us, you... Please, wake up. Niall! Niall!
Morag.
Dromak,
Yes?
distract the others.
Distract? I'm not sure No. My lady, you cannot.
There's still time. Hurry!
Yes, my lady. There are more of them!
Where?
What'd you say?
This way! The rest of you should get to safety.
Chum!
I'm on it.
You are...
Shh. You're gonna be fine.
What do you mean, imagined it? You got us all in a proper tizzy.
My apologies. I thought I spied silhouettes. I did not mean to cause trouble.
Hey! Huh?
Hey, you guys! His Majesty the Emperor's awake!
What?
Can it be?
Majesty?
I apologize for making you worry.
Majesty! It's a miracle.
When Aegean returned to his core, I was certain we had lost you.
Honestly, you call yourselves soldiers. First aid? Anyone heard of it?
But his wounds...
Just scratches. Nothing me and Dromark can't handle.
You saved... Thank you, Nia. I truly don't know how to... I will never be able to repay you for what you...
Oh, don't sweat it. Let's just say you owe me one. That'll do fine, right?
Nia. You shouldn't be up. It's only been one day. Please don't strain yourself.
Half a day off and look at all this paperwork. I swear, it's like they don't want me to sleep at all.
Majesty.
Special Inquisitor, I hereby issue you new orders. It is my wish that you travel with the Aegis as an emissary of the Empire. Guard her, and defend her against her enemies until she reaches Tantal.
Guard the Aegis?
I've already discussed it with His Eminence.
Forgive me, Your Majesty. I cannot accept. Just think about what happened yesterday. It would be sheer foolishness for me to leave your side.
Is that so?
Huh?
I can see it in your eyes. It's clear that the Aegis, or rather, that boy, has made a great impression on you.
That's not. I am your Special Inquisitor. Ensuring Your Majesty's safety is my only concern. To abandon that duty and go travelling... Is this... Aegeon's?
A driver who cannot even protect himself is no driver at all. Yesterday's events have made me keenly aware that I have no aptitude for it. It will be of more use in your hands.
Majesty.
The world is changing, Morag. I trust you more than anyone to lend that boy the wisdom and strength he will need. I miss it, you know. Lake Util and Gormott.
What?
Remember when the two of us would shake off the servants and go swimming there?
Yes. Of course.
Kids from the nearby village would come too. Good times.
Majesty.
If Mor Ardain, no, the whole of Allrest, could be like that again, wouldn't it be beautiful?
Is that my new duty then?
In truth, it should have been you sitting in this chair right now.
The Imperial line has always passed from father to son. On the day Your Majesty was born, that's exactly what happened. I knew that day would come. It came as no surprise.
You were raised by my father to take the throne of the Empire, as befits the daughter of my Lord Uncle Andric.
And I am grateful for it. If not for him, I would never have met Bridget. Never have met them. I'd have missed out on so much.
There. Those are your true feelings. A magnificent power resides in you. Morag, power like yours exists to be used.
Niall.
You've been tied down long enough. Follow your heart, Morag Lidair.
I have no words. Thank you, Your Majesty. Very well then. I hereby accept the task you have assigned to me.
That's the Morag I know and love. Make me proud.
So that's how it is. It seems our paths continue to entwine.
That's awesome news. To be honest, I was really hoping there was some way you could stick around. I was just thinking of asking you myself.
Saved you the trouble, did I?
That you did. Thanks a bunch, Morag.
I can't help but feel that in all the confusion surrounding Banner, our concerns have been neatly swept aside.
The Praetorium maintains absolute control over blade distribution. It is quite vexing.
Awakening rates from natural cores are very low, which limits the pool of compatible drivers.
So to create large numbers of drivers, the cleansing Indol provides is a necessity. That much I'm willing to accept. The real problem is the fact that the Aegis has awakened. Now, this is no time to be squabbling over territory. If we misread the situation even a little, Uriah itself could be sunk to the Cloud Sea's bed. Emperor Nile must surely be thinking the same thing. That's why he sent his precious Morag to shepherd them along.
And now we find ourselves in their debt.
Who could have predicted such an act of selflessness? Was it just the passion of youth, or was it...
My liege?
In any case, for now we should keep our troops mobilized while we monitor the situation. I hardly expect Tantal will comply with the Praetor's plan so easily either.
And with that, we finally have the entire party together. It has been so long with just Rex, Nia, and Tora, and now to suddenly have an entire party of characters.
I'm jealous.
It's very nice, actually. Papa QT got Flash Counter, Tora got a useless stat, Adney got Mortal Storm, Nia got Justice level 1, White Lily's level 1 for Florin. Alright, so this episode has gone on long enough, so next time on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we're going to be heading to Tantal for real this time. See you guys then.
Much, much stronger.